Howdy all, welcome back to Lives. I think it's time we play a little 7 Days to Die. Can I put this on? No. What about one of these? Will this help? I'm never certain what's gonna fix my poor broke knee, you know? So we've got Horde Night coming on here, and I have been out doing a lot of exploring for those missing mini bike wheel I need. Have not found it at all. I played most of this game day off camera, just looking for, because I've spent the last multiple episodes searching for a wheel or acid and have not been able to find anything. I did remember that I do have access to um, store, so I did run over to the store, but it does not have either a wheel or acid. I did do a couple of quests for it. Maybe after Horde Day we can go back and see if the store's rebooted what it's got for sale, but currently the one store I know where it's at does not have the wheel or acid I need. So, and we'll see how that goes. I just got a text message. I think I talked about how the post office, the mail person did not deliver some packages over the last week and a half, and then has delivered some packages. So I'm not sure what their deal is, why they're sometimes doing it and sometimes not. But they, the first day they left a message that they weren't able to get in the driveway, which clearly wasn't true. And then because we have multiple cars going in and out of the driveway, so I know it wasn't true that they couldn't get in the driveway. And then they left a message that there was no turnaround spot. There's no turnaround spot. And so I thought they would just try to deliver on a different day, and no, they haven't tried to deliver at all. They just took them back to the post office, and so we've got 2 packages, hopefully, waiting at the post office. And so my brother-in-law drives past the post office to get home, and so I emailed him, or not emailed him, I texted him while he was coming home from work, that if he could swing by the post office, that'd be great. And so now it's 2 hours later, and he has texted me back saying that they're sitting at the pharmacy waiting for vaccines, and once the vaccines are done, they'll go to the post office to see if it's still open. I'm like, okay, I specifically, why won't you go there? Oh, there's a tiny little nothing right there. See that? So yeah, I don't know. Probably not getting packages today because I can't imagine the post office will still be open by the time he carts himself over there. Not that there's anything stopping me from going to the post office. It's just one of those things where they're already out. They're already gonna be in the area. It's not just my package that's waiting. You know, he's got the tickets, kind of thing. Yeah. Anyways, So I'm fixing this because, you know, I'm slowly trying to build my little base up here on top of this. It's just about Horde Night here. We got about half hour for Horde Night to start. I don't think there's any way they can get up here. I already trimmed the ladders down below so that they're 3 blocks off the ground instead of 2. So think I think this should be safe up here. Oh, look, there's another little tiny bit of stone. Um, but I'd like to get enough area here to start putting down some farm boxes. Although I read, I think, just a blurb that the farming had been redone, and so I'm not sure what goes into all that. I need to get my hammer out here. Let's see how that goes. So I got kind of a, I don't know, mildly gross story. I was getting ready for bed the other night, and I grabbed an ice pack. I've been icing my jaw. I've got a bit of TMJ, I guess, and it seems to help it quite a bit if I ice it as I'm going to bed. And I say I guess the dentist told me I probably had TMJ and gave me some exercises to help it, which seems to be working. But I also find that if I use an ice pack, like lay on an ice pack while I'm reading at night, that helps it even more. So that's what I've been doing. But I grabbed the ice pack out of the freezer and I got down to my bedroom and I went to lay the ice pack on the bed and I noticed there was some red on the ice pack. It's a blue and silver ice pack, and so I was like, "Oh man, who got something red on the ice pack? Did somebody draw on the ice pack? Did somebody spill something on the ice pack?" And so I'm looking at it, and I realize it's blood, and I'm like, "Gross! Somebody let something spill in the freezer and didn't clean it up." You know, I'm thinking thawed meat kind of thing. Well, then I got looking, and you know what? It's not just the ice pack that's got blood on it, it's my hand. Uh, Alright, there we go. I am now full on level 10 intellect. 2 more points, and I can make steel, since I can't find the crucible recipe again. I'm going to be able to make the motorcycle before I can find the wheel and acid to make the mini bike that I already built the parts for, because who would have thought I couldn't find a wheel? 1 wheel. No bottles of acid. Alright, here we go. It's now Horde time. We'll see if anybody can get up here and get to me. I took out a police officer zombie. Was really surprised I managed to do that. I'm not too keen on this. I also didn't want to jump down onto it. I feel like they could run up here, jump on that cement, and then jump on the thing to get up here, and I don't want that. Oh, I totally did make it up here. Nice. Oh. Guess there's the tiniest little bit of concrete. So, so yeah, so I'm like, oh man, what did I do? My index finger's covered in blood, my thumb is covered in blood. And I'm like looking at it and I'm like, I don't see anything, but it's like all around my nail. It has just been covered. I'm like, man, did I tear a cuticle? Because sometimes that'll happen and I won't notice until I notice there's blood. For whatever reason, I am really good at mangling my hands. My my hands are covered in tiny little scars from all the times I have deeply cut myself working on things. I saw you running through there, and I think my sledgehammer is just about done there. And so, I'm not shocked that I'd done something, but I couldn't figure out what was going on. And so then I'm looking to see if I got blood on things, because that much blood, I felt like I should have been dripping on things. And I couldn't find any drops anywhere. And so I go upstairs and I'm looking and I'm looking and I look in the freezer. It was actually after I looked in the freezer that I realized that I was bleeding and it wasn't something dripping in the freezer. Uh, and uh, uh, and so I went in the bathroom to wash it off, and I discovered as I was washing off my left hand that my right hand also had blood um, on it. And I was like, what is going on? Where did all this blood come from that I couldn't see it? That's just the crazy part. Like, where did all this blood come from? But as I was washing my hands, I realized there's a cut on my index finger and 3 cuts on the palm of my right hand. And all of them were bleeding. And I'm like, confused because I had just been sitting around playing video games. What cut me up? What was going on? And so I realized that someone in the house had broken the glass I was using, and instead of getting rid of it, put it in the cupboard. And so I was using a stein, basically a glass stein. I drink out of the quart jar. It's not quart jar, a quart-sized glass. Usually, because I'm not wandering around the house getting a tiny glass of water every 5 minutes. I make one big glass of lemonade, basically, and then that's my drink for the afternoon, kind of thing. And so somebody had knocked a chunk off the handle, and then they must have picked up said chunk and then put it in the cupboard for other people to use. And so I didn't realize it, but I had been I had slid my hand across this jagged edge of glass on the handle of this cup multiple times, and it was so sharp that I couldn't feel it. Yeah. Which is crazy because my keyboard isn't covered in blood. I don't understand how just my hands got covered in blood, but there's not blood on my mouse, there's not blood on my keyboard. I got it on the ice pack and that was it. So I definitely put that. Oh, why are you so... I don't understand. That piece of concrete isn't even, but it's 5,000 to knock it off. I mean, it looks like it's even, but it doesn't match up with anything else. I'm confused as to what I'm looking at here. It must be something like a half block. Oh, and now I'm out of stuff. Well, I hear you guys trying to get me, but I don't see you trying to get me anywhere. Let's go over here and see if we can see him. Alright, there's... Oh, oh, oh! People are getting up here. Crap. Well, this is troubling. Well, this is less troubling. That's weird, because I thought I had fixed it so people couldn't get up here this way. Like, I thought I had knocked this section out. Clearly I hadn't, though. I can't tell if I'm making it harder for them to get up here or easier. I think I just made it easier. I need to knock this block out. Stop dodging me. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I didn't manage to do anything this weekend. We did watch the Eternals again. It's nice that everybody I've watched the Eternals with has told me they liked it, because I thought it was really good. And I'd only heard bad reviews for it, so I want to make sure, you know. I mean, let's face it, a lot of times I like something and people don't, and it, you know, whatever. But yeah, I'm glad that other people are also on the same page, I guess. Finding it to be a pretty good movie. I'm looking forward to some of the upcoming similar kind of films. Mobius is coming out here pretty quick, and we've got Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, is a year away yet. Um, Another Ant-Man movie. Those are good. I read a thing that says maybe another Captain America movie. That must be with the new guy. I don't remember names. Um, Falcon, I guess. Falcon Captain America. Um, Maybe. I don't know. But I'm really surprised that as much as I've heard about Blade coming out, that Blade isn't anywhere near close. Given that he was at the end of the Eternals. Look at them all just trying to figure out how to get to me. It's not happening. It's not happening. Can't get to me. I'm a thief. Although if you want to bring some acid, that'd be great. Because I am all out, unfortunately. Ooh, do I have enough to make an anvil yet? Oh, I can't make an anvil, right, because I don't have the recipes for it. That is a problem. We played a little Final Fantasy yesterday. Sundays are Final Fantasy 14 day. That's with my other gaming group. I got two gaming groups I game with. The one group is doing D&D, Starfinder, Final Fantasy, and then the other one is currently working on nothing. We attempted to play. Okay, so the Final Fantasy group we played last night. Hopefully everybody's around for Starfinder. Dang, another one of those half blocks. We've been struggling to get this Starfinder going. We played one time, and then nobody's been available for like a month now, it feels like. And I've got the new system all set up. So we should be trying out Foundry as our new tabletop system. Kind of looking forward to that. But yeah, the other group, we're currently trying to pick out games to play. We've kind of reached the end of our. Well, I feel like we've been at the end for a while now. So what happens is at October, the guy. So it's on his stream that we game together, and so on his stream in October, he does Fright Night kind of thing. And so we just play horror games for October. And so as we were leading into October, I kind of felt we had finished everything else. And one of the and so once October got over, I thought he would have new games for us to play, and that did not happen. And so we've been playing some of the never-ending games, which I've kind of gotten tired of playing. And he honestly sounds a little offended that I don't want to play some of the never-ending games anymore. We played through Darksburg, which is kind of a never-ender. But we got as far as he wanted to go, and so we quit that. And how many more frames can I make here? Oh, a lot. Yeah. Just give me a... Well, okay. Not 1,000. Let's go with 100. And so, actually supposed to be streaming with him right now. Let me, Nope, he's not on yet, so. We start around 4. Usually whenever he shows up. Sometimes I'm the one making us late, but whenever he shows up, that's when we start. But I was a slacker today. I actually, this is the second time recording it because I felt like I was too down in the previous video, and so I wanted to go ahead and do Scary Night here. Good old Horde Night number 1 of the sit-up. And then see if he got on before I was finished with this, or if this would be a good way to waste more time that I could be working, but instead I'm playing video game. um, so yeah, we've been struggling a bit to find some games to play. I suggested a whole bunch, but he has a reason to turn them down every time. A lot of them are he's either already played that game, or he wants to play it with somebody else, or it's a horror game and he doesn't want to play a horror game, even though we just played Darksburg, which is technically a horror game, outside of Fright Nights. And so we're going to try and play Creative Above and Beyond mod pack, Minecraft mod pack. And well, for whatever reason, his computer won't run it correctly, and so he ends up with a lot of frame rate loss until it crashes every time he tries to play it. So I don't know if he's going to try and fix that before next Sunday, which is our modded Minecraft day usually, or if he's just not. I don't know. That's on him. I wouldn't mind trying it. It seemed a little less intense than the previous mod pack we had chosen. And our big problem is that there were 3 of us. One of us can't play at the moment, and so there's just me and him, and playing as a group. He doesn't really get into machines, and so he wants to just build pretty villages kind of thing. Well, and there's nothing wrong with that. But he doesn't really want to help out on the machine end of things at all. And so being in a super machine heavy pack, he built a few buildings and then decided he was done with that pack, and so now we're looking for a new pack, and this Creative Above and Beyond seemed more open than the other one was. Even though it does have quest lines, they're not as the pack itself isn't as necessarily machine intensive. You know what's really weird is he talks about wanting to adventure and stuff, and I've suggested we play an adventure map, but he doesn't seem open to that. So I don't know. I hate that this is nighttime with these zombies and I can't go anywhere. And then I'm gonna take out this half block. That's what I'm gonna do. So then today we're gonna be playing Stardew Valley, which I haven't played yet, but I have played a lot of Harvest Moon, and Stardew Valley looks like Harvest Moon to me. I have played a tiny smidgen of Stardew Valley just to see, and it does seem like Harvest Moon to me. Except instead of gnomes, there's some other kind of weird creature. But it's still the whole, there's so much you can do during the day. You gotta rebuild your grandpa's farm. There's people in town you can make relationships with. There's holidays, and it's just Harvest Moon. And it's not necessarily my kind of game. I like them a little more. I'm not against this style of game. I just I like to be a little less. I hate to say it because I like a structure to my game, but I you're really locked behind like dates and stuff in those kinds of games, and I don't like a game that's like, this is all you can do today, and then you're done. Um, and I don't mind a tech tree, but I like to be able to work on the tech tree as long as I want to, and not have this looming date system that's gonna ruin whatever it is I'm working on because you can only work on it at certain times of the year, kind of thing, right? So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I already know it's not. It's not that I'm not going to enjoy it. It's just that there are other things I would rather play. Let's put it that way. Um, and then I know on Thursday I'm assuming the game isn't going to last very long. It's very difficult to find a game that he'll play. I've suggested dozens of games. He's given me 2 back. I don't want to play either one for hours. I don't mind occasional, like, hey, you want to play this game a few rounds? You want to play Overwatch a few rounds? Sure. I play Overwatch a few rounds. But since we're given the history of what we do, I don't want to end up playing Overwatch every Thursday for 3 hours because I don't like that kind of game. And I just feel like that's what was about to happen if we play Overwatch or Mount Your Friends, another game that I'm okay playing a few rounds of, but don't want to play for 3 straight hours every week. And so I was looking for something a little bigger than those games, something that has more to it. I find Overwatch too repetitive, and I don't like PvP. Um, I'm not saying I wouldn't play Overwatch. I'm just saying that it's not my kind of game. And I've suggested multiple times Destiny because I feel like you want to play something with PvP. PvP's in that. You want to play something with the. He didn't like Exile, Path of Exile, because he didn't feel like clicking on the buttons did anything, and so we looked for hack and slash style online games that you can play together. And so we're gonna try Bless Unleashed. I don't know anything about it, but I predict there's a good chance we don't play it much more than one time. Um, we tried Staxel, which I think is just like Stardew Valley, except that it's got a Minecraft nod to it with the ground being destructible, and it's in first person instead of 3/4. And he hated it. Just absolutely wouldn't even do a full session of it. Uh, Hated it. And I'm just like, this is the same kind of game as Stardew Valley. What didn't you like about it? He doesn't like that he had to use multiple workbenches to make things. I'm just like, okay. Well, then we won't play Staxel, which is the exact same thing as Stardew Valley. Not the exact same thing. Obviously, they're different games, and they play slightly differently, but they're the same genre of game. And so I just don't know. I just don't know. And when you're like, okay, well then what do you want to play? I want to play Overwatch or My Friends, and was like, I don't want to play either of those for 3 hours at a time. What other games would you like to play? That's it. Just those two every time. uh, all right. Well, with that, so yeah, so our mod pack didn't work. We're playing Stardew Valley today. I can't see Bless Unleashed lasting more than one session. Maybe it'll be excellent and a lot of fun for what we want to do, but who knows? We tried to play an MMO once before, and Um, the amount of information when you start a game where you're learning the background lore just imploded him, and so that's why I really don't think any MMO is gonna work. Even though he said the reason was he didn't feel like button clicking did anything. Um, so that's why I wanted to try something a little more hack and slashy. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, with that, be better than the small things, leading the light. I will talk to you later.